Good morning. I'm Kate. I am the Youth and Diary historian here at the Holocaust Museum. Welcome to another episode of Youth Chats. It's been a hot minute since we've had these done. The last one we did was for International Women's Day. It was literally over a month ago now. Today, I would like to talk about somebody who I don't think really gets a lot of attention. And that would be Mr. Moshe Flinker. Actually, I give him all the attention here, but we talk about him. I talk about him every time students are here. So anyway, Moshe was born in October 1926 in The Hague. And you might look at this picture because this is one of the only pictures we have of Moshe. Now, Moshe, if you know Hebrew, basically means Moses, so his name was basically Moses Flinker. But anyway, to just put it politely, we're just gonna say by his name, Moshe. It's not Moshe, it is Moshe. So, Moshe was one of 7 siblings. He comes from a very large family. Orthodox family, so pretty religious. His sisters are Esther Malka, who we'll get to very shortly, Leah, he has Gittel, Rivka, and his younger brother Avraham, I believe. Is his younger brother's name Avraham? Okay, I'm blanking. I'm sorry. I know I should know this, but anyway. So Moshe is the oldest boy, and he's very, very studious, very serious, as you can kind of see. He is very much into education. He is very much into religion, but he begins writing his diary as a way to express his religious frustration. Now, his family is pretty well off, and in 1942, his father manages to get somebody to illegally help them get into Belgium and get them false identities. So they went into hiding. As I like to say to students, was hiding very easy? No. Why was it not easy? Because it was whiskey. Why was it whiskey? Because you could get caught. So he and his family hid in an apartment building in plain sight, basically. And he begins writing his diary, basically saying, this is what I used to do when I was free, and now I can barely do this, and under my false identity, this is what I'm doing. He took up the art, actually, or the liberty, should I say, of learning Arabic. And he said the reason why he was going to do that is he wanted to be a diplomat. And he wanted to live in Israel. And he knew in Israel that people spoke Arabic. But I think Leah said, I guess to them it was an unholy language or something, so he would learn it in the bathroom, and he taught himself, basically, and he was very, very intelligent, and he was very good at it. Moshe is like most of us, I would have to say, when it comes to faith and religion. We question it. I know I definitely find solace and comfort in his words when I'm feeling very overwhelmed with the world. Now, he ends his diary in 1943 saying, "This is the end of my diary, thanks to the Lord," kind of deal. And unfortunately, in 1944, he is betrayed. And he, his mother, and his 2 sisters, Leah and Esther Malka, are both found in the apartment. They are both arrested. They are taken down to the headquarters. They are booked. And this is where we get this picture of him. Now, when I share this picture of Moshe, we do have it here at the museum. It's actually in one of those things back there, and you can't see it. The thing that how I intro Moshe actually to students is I say, how many of us love to use our phones? Everybody's hands goes up. How many of us have photos? Now, because people would, assume that during the Holocaust, everybody had a camera and everybody had pictures. That's not always the case. And unfortunately, during the Holocaust, a lot of things were destroyed, including photographs. So what we have of Moshe, there's not many pictures of him, sadly, but the main one that we have is this picture. And I actually asked students, I said, this is a very particular kind of photo. do you know what kind of photo it is? And a lot of students will get it very, very quickly. They'll say, it looks like a mugshot. And I'll say, it is. You're right. Why do you say that? And they go, just the way he is. And it is. This is a mugshot taken by the Nazis. Now, can you imagine the only picture that has ever left of you in this world is a mugshot taken by the Nazis? I can't picture that. But there's only, there's very few pictures of him. And I bring Otto Wolff into the discussion of saying there's only one picture of Otto Wolff. There's only one picture technically of Moshe Flinker as well. So anyway, so Moshe is there. He's pretty much in jail at this point. His father is out with his other siblings. They come back, and the landlord is basically saying, don't come in here, he's like, don't come in, get him out, get the kids out. So he puts the rest of his siblings in hiding. He tries to go into hiding himself. Unfortunately, he is apprehended within 2 weeks. He is sent to where his family is, and they are pretty much together. And so they are deported to Auschwitz. Now, here is the error here. For a very long time, it was believed that Moshe died in Auschwitz. He did not. And the reason we know this is because his sister Leah, who we will definitely get into in just a moment, had told beautiful Alexander Zapruder, who wrote Salvage Pages, she said, I remember seeing Moshe all the time across the barbed wire. I know what my brother looked like. So she saw him, which was great. So Moshe did not die at Auschwitz. However, his mother did. So his mother did die at Auschwitz. The 2 girls did not. He did not. His father did not. His father and him were actually deported to Echtergen in late of 1944. Echtergen is a labor camp, so they were repairing railways. They were doing whatever hard labor they could do. Now, excuse me, this is what I mostly tell students. When you are working in very hard conditions, and there is no sanitation, meaning like no bathroom, no showers, nothing like that to keep yourself clean, what do you think will spread? And they go, disease. And I say, you're right. And because of that, typhus was very, very rampant. So, and this is my thing, as I like to point in, I bring in people in. So I say, who else had typhus? Anne Frank. Most people don't know that. So now here's really the kicker. So in January of 1945, he and his father were deported to Bergen-Belsen. And I say, who else was at Bergen-Belsen? Anne Frank. So did they know each other? We don't know. I know they know each other now, obviously. But Moshe died first. Actually, Moshe died in January of 1945. He was 19 years old. So, almost 20. Now, Moshe's family, his father also dies in Bergen-Belsen. I think they die around the same time because of exhaustion and of typhus. But all of his siblings survive, and they all manage to come back together in Belgium and go to the apartment where they used to live, where they were hiding, and the landlady had saved his diary and gave it to them. So Esther Malka, the oldest, basically said, we are going to move to Israel. So they moved, and they lived there for many, many years. And then Esther moved to the United States. She married. She has a son named Leon, who I happen to know. And he's the one who sent me the beautiful chai, and I wear that chai all the time because I wear it in memory of Moshe. His other siblings did also marry, and they have a lot of children. There's a lot of nieces, nephews, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. A lot of people know about their uncle or their basically Uncle Moshe, great Uncle Moshe, or Uncle Moshe. So the thing about Moshe's diary, it was published in Hebrew first in the 60s, and then published in English in the 70s. Sadly, it is out of print now, and I would love to get that revitalized and re-updated and hopefully back into the world. Now, Moshe is mentioned in Salvage Pages, which is pretty much my Bible, and I love it very dearly. It's something that I study and I reference all the time. But I don't know what is it about Moshe, like, I don't know if it was his eyes that really caught me, but his face just burned into my mind when I was younger. And I don't know why. It's almost like he was looking directly at me. And you have to remember that this is a mugshot. He does not look thrilled. Okay, this is a mug shot. taken by Nazis. So when people like to tell me, oh, the Nazis didn't document anything, bull. Then what do you call this? It was so documented. They knew everybody. But they destroyed all their evidence because they didn't want people to know that these people, they wanted to erase him. Those collaborators, those men, wanted to erase him. To me, he will not be. That is my job as a youth and diary historian, as well as a docent here at the Holocaust Museum, is to tell his story so he does not be forgotten. So, Moshe, you can read his diary. Now, his diary is still out there. It's pretty easy to find, but please, I will ask you, do not pay over $100 for it, because people will try to do that. Try to buy it on thrift books. I know they probably have a few copies for less than $50, so that's where I think I found a copy. But actually, my copy was given to me as a gift, and I treasure that gift very much because this is, he means dearly to me. Anyway, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon for the next episode of Youth Chats. Have a great day.